Hi there, Rick here. It's Thursday, April 25th. Um just wanted to show you some things on my positions in trading here. So this one here, SILV, okay? To control 1,000 shares, okay? I paid about $600, and with the expiry date of May 17th, okay? For about 2 weeks or 2 to 3 weeks, it was just going up and down, okay? It even went down as much as $200. So I was $200 in the hole, okay? But it was still, there was still market value, okay? I'll just point the mouse pointer. See, market value, okay? See, it's up $800, SILV, okay? And, well, right now, it's, market value is 1,450. So it appreciated as much as, $800. It's a silver mining company. And, okay, they're based in the States, okay? But they mine in, Mexico. And I hear that, okay, I watched a YouTube video of the CEO talking about the company. They're able to get silver out of the ground, okay? Like 1 ounce of silver in the low teens. That's what he said, okay? And that's pretty good because I think a lot of other companies just cannot do that, okay? They cannot get it out of the ground as cheap as what this company is doing, okay? And I heard that they paid off a lot of their debt, okay? As much as around $50–60 million. And it looks like the company is doing quite well, okay? Like if you can pay off your debt and have as much as about $60 million in liquidity in your company and continue to do, exploration for other mining projects, that is very good, okay? Because your company doesn't have to go out in the public, try to raise money to, fund its everyday operations, right? You have money in your company, right? So, I could see, on that expiration date, I can sell some of the options and then decide to take a position in it, okay? That's what I done to First Majestic Silver. You can see it's up as much as $940 right here, okay? And its market value is, well, $9,440 Canadian, okay? You see that right there? Open P&L, profit loss, right? Is showing that I have a profit of $897 Canadian and $750 US dollars, okay? So, if you like, okay, studying businesses, okay, and, looking at graphs, sometimes reading the quarterly reports, that's a skill in itself, okay? That's very important to know how to do, because you're able to assess a company's strength, right? Whether or not the company's in distress, right? Or, whether or not their company's growing, right? All that is very important, okay? I can see that, okay, SILV, okay? It closed, okay, yesterday at around, what? $8.15. And then when it opened, okay, it opened around a little bit higher. It dropped down to about $8, and then it shot up, okay, as much as 46 cents here, 45 cents. And, well, It just seems like, okay, there's just a lot of buyers. There's another company that I researched yesterday, okay? It's Geely Automotive, okay? They're a Chinese company, an EV company, and they're actually quite big, okay? I watched some YouTube videos on it. And let's see here. Okay, I see that it's up 4 cents, okay? I'll punch it in, okay? Let's see. Geely Automotive. The symbol's GEL, GEL, YF, YF, okay? But it's traded over the counter, okay? So what that means is they don't have to report their quarterly reports. And okay, I look at the yearly chart here. Okay, I had a high back in July of 2023 of 149. I'm also looking at the volume, okay? See, 169,000 shares were traded, okay, on this particular date. And a lot of times there's alerts, okay? Usually when the volume really goes up, okay, there's something happening to the stock. It's either, you know, shares are going to go down or they're going to go up, because people are usually, you know, either more people are hopping onto the company that because they like it, they're buying shares of it, or, you know, they're just dumping shares and the price is going down, okay? See, on this date right here, okay, February 23rd, as much as 1 million shares were traded, okay? And not much really happened, okay? You know, okay, I see it popped up a bit, okay? It went from about 103 to 111, okay? So what? That's an 8-cent movement right there, okay? And there are other some what is it, mining companies that I invested in here. Well, they haven't really moved that much, and one of them, I Am Gold, okay, I think it's a mining company back east in Ontario. It's down what, it's down $100, okay, but overall, the positions that I took, they look pretty good, okay? The reason why I added Geely Automotive to my watch list is because I heard that Volvo, okay, they're going to be allowed this summer to sell Geely vehicles, okay, in United States. That is huge, okay? The reason why I say that is because you have to remember, look how big the U.S. market is. It is huge, okay? And I looked at some of the reviews on their vehicles, okay? And the guy was from Philippines, okay? He was showing one of the Geely vehicles, okay? It actually looked very nice inside, yeah. And you know, it has an entertainment center on the front, okay? Just like the Tesla vehicles, right? You know, they're vehicles, okay? If I was just gonna say this about vehicles, okay? If you can get like 300,000 kilometers off a vehicle, and you didn't have to pay too much out of your pocket for the vehicle, I was gonna say that, yeah, that's really good. That's a good investment. You know, you got 300,000 kilometers out of a vehicle, right? And if you didn't have to pay so much in repairs on the vehicle too, okay, is also a very good thing, okay? Because, you know, you got your money's worth on the vehicle, right? You know, you got 300,000 kilometers off the vehicle, maybe about, 20 to 25 years of use of the vehicle, right? Because these days, okay, I look at some of the vehicles and, they make them so fancy these days. Like I'm talking about, thousands of dollars invested in the entertainment systems, little, was it TV sets on the back seats of the vehicles, even drop down TV sets, miniature TV sets in the minivans, right? You have to remember, when you're buying a vehicle, you're paying extra money for all that, right? Some other, really fancy type of hardware in the vehicle too, right? All of it adds up when you buy the vehicle, okay? Because vehicles, I think the main function of them, right, is just to get you from point A to point B. Sometimes, well, you don't need all this fancy equipment in the vehicle, because unless, okay, maybe, you have the extra money, okay, and, it's worth, spending all that extra money to have all these luxury things, right? Then that's okay, because you got the extra money to spend, right? And, you want all these extra features that the vehicle can come with, okay? Because I heard, Geely Motors, okay, that's a stock that I'm keeping my eye on, okay? Just because, I know that, okay, I get my news off the Money app, off of the Microsoft app, and it was just saying how, Volvo, they were allowing Volvo to sell Geely vehicles in the United States. So I would think that, that would drive the price of their stock up, okay? Right now, they're still listed over the counter, and I find that kind of risky. The reason why I say that too is because when they do their reporting, okay, because unlike, okay, if they're on the TSX or the NASDAQ, right, they have to open up their books, and they have to show, where their money's being spent, their expenses, and, whether or not the company's in debt, how much money the company's making quarterly, right? And you have to remember, there's a lot of companies, sometimes they don't want to share that information, okay? The reason why is because, a lot of that information is very secretive. But because if they're listed on the NASDAQ, okay, or on the TSX, they have to open up their books. OTC, over the counters, okay, they do not have to, they're not regulated as much, okay? They have a lot more freedom, okay? And they don't have to report their quarterly reports and their year ends, okay? So that the public can see it. And it's between, okay, being on a major exchange and trading over the counter, right? On the OTC markets, okay? Because another thing too, because they're trading OTC, over the counter, I believe that, okay, when they're trading OTC, you don't really know how well the company's doing, whether or not, how much liquidity they have, okay? Whether or not they're having profits quarterly, right? Maybe they're making millions and millions of dollars, but they're paying out more, and they're ending up in a deficit each quarter, right? So, people will always be a little bit hesitant before they invest in companies like that, unless maybe, I don't know, maybe one of the the people in the company, working for the company, like as an employee, right? He has a better idea of what's happening in the company, in the city that he's in, right? And he can see that, wow, we're selling lots of vehicles, you know? And then he's maybe thinking, well, I know that Geely, they operate in, different countries. I don't know how well they're doing in the other countries. Maybe they're doing not so good, and they're using a lot of the money that they're making in this city to prop up the other companies in the other countries. So, there's a lot of factors that play here, okay? Whether or not, a company will be profitable or non-profitable, right? SILV, just yesterday, okay, when I checked it, it was up, I think, about $250. And now, what is it? Today is up $850. So that's what? 250. That's about $600 increase right there, And if I sell it, okay, like right now, okay, if I sold it at the market value, okay, I would have an $850 Canadian profit, okay? But I feel that these silver mining stocks are rallying right now, so it wouldn't be beneficial to sell my option early, because it's still going up, okay? If I sell it, then, maybe, okay, I go back in the market and buy it, it drops, okay, and then I'm down maybe $300, okay? But and also too, remember Quest Trade is charging me a commission fee just to execute the order. It's usually around $25 for about 10 options, okay? So it wouldn't be beneficial to sell it, especially if it's rallying, okay? Because I follow some other YouTubers, and they're just saying how, the mining stocks, even gold and silver, should be a lot higher than where it is now, okay? And I agree with them, okay? The reason why I say that too is because I've been following silver quite closely for quite a few years. And they're talking about how, okay, there's a lot of other things that have risen in value, like 600, 800%. And then you look at silver, its 1980 high was what, $50? And, it's never hit that peak before, okay? And it's such an important commodity, okay? Like, okay, we need our cell phones. The silver is in our cell phones. Without silver, we can't have cell phones. We can't have these smart TVs. We can't have these desktop computers, all these laptops, iPads, and other fancy gadgets like, watches that, are, that can do lots of different things, like almost like an iPad almost, right? Have a lot of different apps. We just cannot have all that, right? So, and then, I listen to the miners, what the miners are saying too, okay? Like how they say that, this silver, it's getting harder and harder to get it out of the ground. Before the ratio was like 1 to 16, now it's 1 to 7 or 1 to 8. It's a lot harder to get this metal right now, So I listen to what the CEO of companies are saying too, right, about the commodity. And so, and then you have to remember, it's been a monetary metal all going back all the way to the days of Jesus, right? The Bible, I think, talks about silver about 17 times. The word is used about 17 times in the Bible, right? So, it's been money for like, 5,000 years, just a very long time, right? And then you look at, some other things that were used as money, like beads and feathers and tulips, and well, even cryptocurrency, right? You know, who knows, maybe 20 years down the road, cryptocurrency won't be valued as money anymore, right? But, you know, gold and silver has stood the test of time as being a form of money. Even some of the famous philosophers, Socrates, Aristotle, I think they talked about gold and silver, just saying how, you know, it was a good form of money because, you know, it was just kind of like, you know, indestructible, right? There was only like a limited supply of it. Was not that easy to get, right? It made a good form of money, right? And they were just pointing these things out, right? And the philosophers were considered what? In Greece, you know, just very smart men, right? And, you know, they, well, even through the ages, you know, their work was printed into books. You know, in college, university, you take courses like philosophy, right? And, you know, they talk about a lot of different things, right? And, you know, sometimes it's kind of difficult to wrap your head around it because I took philosophy in college, and, you know, I just found it hard just wrapping my head around it sometimes. You know, some of it, you know, just seemed like, you know, common sense stuff too, right? But, you know, if you know how to break things down and write it in an essay or a paragraph, right? That's a skill in itself too, right? And it's something that's still not that easy to do.